So they're going to call this day Black Monday. As you can see, I woke up to one of the biggest portfolio drawdowns of my entire life in just one day. My £116,000 stocks and shares ISA portfolio on Trading 212 was worth just £93,000. That was a £7,000 drop in the morning. Imagine waking up to that. Over the past week, my portfolio is down by over £12,000. That's a loss of over 11%. And over the past month, what can I say? Down by 15% or a loss of £17,147. If I go into my maximum chart, it now says I am down by £4,101, although that is completely wrong. Don't worry about that. So where do we go from now? The stock market crash has pretty much finally happened. And in this video, I'm going to basically go through all of my losses and also try to assure you that this is very normal for the stock market. Now, as you can see, this is just one platform that I have. I have many other platforms, but I'm just going to show you my Trading 212 ones because they are my biggest holdings and I can freely talk about the platform. So let's talk about my biggest loss. This was in the iShares Core S&P 500 on the 24th of February, basically at all-time highs. I purchased £113,000 worth of S&P 500 holdings. It is now down by 18.43%, and that is a loss, listen to this, of £20,873. Now, it doesn't just stop there because even after I did buy a few more shares in the IUSA, and that is down by 12%. Can you imagine? So as you can see, it has only been basically just 1 week, and I'm down by 12% on this fund here, and I thought that was a good purchase price that I got that for. Now, again, things get even worse because the EQQQ fund that I actually purchased £100 worth every day as the markets were falling, that whole fund is down by 18.95% or a loss of £568 in just a £3,000 holding. Now, quick math says this is a loss of £21,500. So this is my Trading 212 Invest account, and as you can see, many losses maybe that I'll find around here, but the biggest loss here is again in the iShares Core S&P 500. So as you can see in this fund alone, I am down by 17.13%, and that is a loss of basically £3,700. So my losses just on Trading 212 are close to £25,000. Now, I want to be the guy that holds your hand throughout this stock market crash. You know, it could get a whole lot worse. The fact of the matter is we absolutely do not know what's going to happen. It could also turn around extremely quickly. Now, we have not actually seen a drawdown like this so steep in a very long time. Even when we go back to the COVID crash, we can see it wasn't as steep as this. It did take a bit longer. However, that crash only took about 3 months to recover. Now, I'm not saying it's only going to take 3 months to recover. It could quite honestly take a decade to recover. But one thing I want to remind you guys is that we were all aware of the risks of investing. We all knew that every now and then there could be a stock market correction, a stock market crash. And as investors, we took on the risk. I really do hope you took on the risk, knowing full well that you had an emergency fund and you weren't leveraging yourself out of, oblivion. Now, before I forget to mention, if you would like a free fractional share on Trading 212 worth up to £100, all you have to do is to click the link in the description box down below. Alternatively, if you've already signed up to Trading 212 in the past 10 days but haven't received your free share, all you have to do is to click the 3 horizontal line menu over here. Scroll all the way down until you see the section use promo code. And in this section, just use my code JUBAIR and you should receive a free fractional share. Now, the reason why I'm making this video and the reason why I think I'll be making a few videos like this is just to remind you guys that, although I can't tell you everything is going to be okay and give you a specific time period, I can show you that from past performance, we've had many of these downturns that have just been swings in the markets. In times like this, the people that really lose are the people who did not actually look at the risks. For example, they put in money that they needed in the short term. A lot of companies who are mismanaging their money short term can also be a loser in times like this. And also a lot of retail investors who think, investing is not for me. I could have put my money into a cash ISA, gotten 4.5% instead of losing 20%. Why did I do that? I mean, if we were all like that, nobody would actually make anything in the stock market. I know how easy it is to just give up now. you know, we're down 20%. I am down by over £25,000 overall in my portfolios. It does suck, but as someone who has a lot of faith in the stock market, you know, personally, I'm not giving financial advice, but personally, I just see it as, you know, a tough time, but selling now is not going to help me because I have no idea where the market was heading. If someone were to tell me right now, 100% sure that the stock market was going to drop another 50%, then yes, it would make sense to sell now. But will they tell me when the stock market is going to go up again? I do not think so. Now, a lot of people are waiting for this green light for some reason, as if there will be some magical green light. I don't know, the president of the United States of America is going to say, oh, you know what, everything's fine, the tariffs are cancelled, the stock market should rally up now. It just does not happen. Remember, the stock market is forward looking. There is a likelihood that these tariffs have already been priced in, which in a sense means that, let's say the president says, you know what, tariffs are off the table now. The stock market is probably not going to rise in the same way as you think. And even if it did, do you really think that you'll be able to buy quicker than other people? Because as soon as people start buying, the prices start increasing. Obviously, the thing today is that the new ISA season is now underway. So I've gotten my £20,000 allowance. I've already actually deposited over £1,000 into 2 different providers, which I might talk about in the future. I'm going to be honest, one of them I'm not too sure about, and that's XTB. It doesn't seem like the most intuitive thing to use. I've tried to play around a bit. Have no idea how the interest on uninvested cash in the ISA works. I'm very happy that I wasn't sponsored by them because I can't really outright recommend them right away. Lightyear for me does seem like a good option. I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'll make a separate video on that. I am tempted to deposit more into my Trading 212 stocks and shares ISA, although I said I wouldn't. It's just beneficial for me to have everything on one platform and, you know, kind of get rid of the fact that I am under 100k. I would like to see, you know, myself go above that, but that's just vanity numbers. We shouldn't do things just for the vanity. But yeah, stock market crash is underway. Things could get a whole lot worse. The way I see it is my 100k is gone now. Now I need to build a new portfolio from 0 to 100k. And in order to do that, I could very well make use of the lower prices. I'm not going to sit here and say it is a guaranteed return on your money when you can quite, positively see I'm down by 5% today, 20% over the week. There's no guarantee in the stock market, but I can tell you this, I will never switch to a cash ISA over investments because even with the downturns of 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%, I will pick the stock market every single day. So make sure to check out some of my other videos and I'll see you in the next video.